Top story here at noon, the showdown between Israel and Iran. President Donald Trump weighing a possible attack on Iranian nuclear facilities, saying he will make a decision within the next 2 weeks. Only the U.S. has the so-called 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb, believed to be capable of penetrating Iran's nuclear sites underground, but it has never been used on the battlefield. Overnight, a surprise operation hit the heart of Iran's nuclear program, striking key facilities and killing several nuclear scientists, as well as high-ranking military leaders. But some new hope now for a diplomatic resolution playing out in Geneva. This morning, Europe's chief foreign policy leader and foreign ministers from the UK, France, and Germany met with the Iranian counterparts there. Yesterday, former Trump advisor Steve O'Bannon, who has urged the president not to get involved with this conflict, was also spotted at the White House. Well, again, diplomats from Britain, France, Germany, and the European Union are meeting today in Geneva for some last-ditch nuclear talks with Iran, hoping to avert full-scale war. Military families here in Kentucky are watching this closely and feeling the pressure. Our senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez shows us this global conflict is hitting close to home.
You can feel the tensions of the soldiers. Everybody's kind of on high alert.
Helen Hicks reflects on the 32 years doing administrative work at the Fort Knox Army Post. She remembers what it's like when tensions around the world rise.
They seem to be doing more training, and I think they get worried about their families, but they know what they signed up for.
She figures there are similar emotions on site now, as President Donald Trump has announced he'll take the next couple weeks to decide whether to get the U.S. military involved in an escalating conflict between Israel and Iran, trading airstrikes each day.
This conflict is kind of going to affect me, I know for sure, if we get involved.
Hicks's grandson, Luke, who just graduated from North Hardin High School last month, has enlisted in the Kentucky Army National Guard.
And I know that the other people who have gone through more than what I have, for sure, they know exactly what they're getting into as well.
In the last 24 hours, Fort Knox has increased security measures on site, according to their Facebook page. They've also paused their Trusted Traveler program, increasing wait times when entering. Kentucky lawmakers on Capitol Hill asked whether the U.S. military should and will get involved. Republican Congressman Andy Barr of Lexington, who's also running to replace Mitch McConnell in the Senate, has to say.
I do think the Congress should give this president, this commander-in-chief, whatever authorities that he seeks to assist in the defense of our most strategic ally, the state of Israel.
Senator McConnell himself saying this in a committee hearing for the Army's next budget.
But it's increasingly likely that looming challenges will test us in multiple theaters simultaneously.
I asked Governor Andy Beshear last week in Owensboro whether the U.S. should intervene.
But if we've got a place that can create global stability, we ought to be trying to create that global stability.
No matter what happens, families around Fort Knox are watching the Middle East closely, some anxiously waiting.
I know it's all scary to all of them. It's scary to us as civilians. It has to play, with your emotions.
Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS11 on your side.
Fort Knox spokesperson told us he has not heard anything about potential deployments at this time. However, it is highly administrative post compared to Fort Campbell on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. A young boy from Gaza is back in the Middle East after spending months here in Louisville recovering from an explosion that took his leg. That's Saher and the host family he'd been with since December. They said goodbye yesterday at the Louisville airport. The family said they're concerned about the 6-year-old returning to a region in the middle of a war.
The land of plenty, the land of luxury, and they're going back to something that I think is before iron and stone ages even.
Saher and his mother landed in Egypt last night. They will stay there with another host family until it's safe to return to Gaza. Looking at a beautiful day for your Friday, the very first day of summer, though we know it's going to get hot out there, Matt.
It is going to warm up quicker than you can say hot, Brooke. It is definitely going to be a summertime pattern as we head into the next upcoming days. We're already seeing temperatures in those lower 80s. We're expecting to see the upper 80s here as we go later on into the afternoon. Winds are staying out of the west-southwest, periodically gusting over 15 miles per hour. Temperatures for the rest of us staying in between the upper 70s and the lower 80s near southern Indiana. You folks near Shepherdsville, 83, 81 Hodgenville, 80 near Mumfordville. Satellite and radar continuing to keep us mostly sunny. A few passing clouds here in the higher levels of the atmosphere, but overall, we're going to see a quiet, dry pattern still lasting with us as we go later on into our day. So you can expect the sunshine still to stick around. We'll see a few passing clouds just into the start of the evening. They break away quickly, though, as we head into the nighttime hours. Those south winds will continue to bring in some humid air. Tomorrow, really like a humid day. Those south winds will bring our temperatures into the upper 60s for the start of the morning time, but then we're headed into the 90s as we go into our Saturday afternoon. Heating things up through the day. As I mentioned, we're expecting high temperatures to range into the upper 80s, which is just a few degrees above our average for this time of the year. As we head into the next 7 days, those highs will remain into the mid 90s. As we go into the next upcoming week, we are headed into a hot weather pattern. More details all about this, including a look at what the heat index values are expected to be, coming up in just a few short minutes. Brooke.
Matt, thank you. A heartbreaking scene in Louisville's Park Duval neighborhood where a little girl is in critical condition after police said her mother beat her over the head with a hammer multiple times. We know police said Zainab Abdi admitted to this assault inside their Wilson Avenue home yesterday. Her son told police he tried to stop the attack, but claimed his mother said, "Let me finish her." Well, now the 6-year-old girl is fighting for her life in the hospital. She suffered skull fractures and brain bleeds and was rushed to Norton Children's Hospital. Her mother now charged with attempted murder. Her bond this morning set at $500,000. She'll be back in court on June 30th. An idea 16 years in the making. Today, Fort Knox broke ground on a new $33 million child development center. It's expected to accommodate more than 300 children up to 6 years old. The 37-square-foot building will have an open concept design and a large indoor activity room. Staff said they didn't just need a bigger building, they needed a better one, the gold standard.
This is incredibly important for us to do this, and it helps in a lot of ways. The line of sight things, the block class, small classrooms, getting that open environment is really critical to take a huge burden off the shoulders of our child care workers.
Senator Mitch McConnell's office said he helped secure $30 million of the $33 needed in federal funding for this project. The center is expected to open in 2028. A teen is charged in connection to a shooting at Algonquin Park about 2 weeks ago that injured 2 men on a basketball court. Documents reveal both of the victims positively identified that boy as the shooter. He's since been charged with assault. Members of the Okolona Fire Department are headed home from Nashville this afternoon, escorting the body of a firefighter who drowned on vacation. Captain Chris Berry was in the Knoxville area for a trip with friends when he went night fishing and stumbled overboard just before 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. Officials recovered his body hours later. Okolona Fire said Berry was with the department for 9 years and on several specialized rescue teams. He was just 35 years old. Funeral arrangements will be announced at a later date.